What is going on? Welcome to Greggles TV. This video is all about the Eero Max 7 router. Now you can get it in a 1-pack, a 2-pack, a 3-pack, and so on and so forth. I got the 2-pack and I just want to say without a doubt, right off the bat, if you don't want to watch this video, this is the router to get. This is not a sponsored video in any which way. I bought this with my own money and I'm so glad that I did. Now, I came from an Orbi 970 router. So I came with the router and the mesh point, and it worked fine for a really, really long time. For the last, I don't know, handful of months, I would say, maybe 6 months or more, I had weird issues with most of my smart products. Like my cameras wouldn't load consistently. Sometimes they'd load really quickly. Sometimes they wouldn't load at all. Sometimes I'd be using like Instagram or something and watching a video. And if I was on Wi-Fi, it would just pause. And I had to completely close the app and go back into it. And then it would like work again. And just other random things. But I did have good speeds, don't get me wrong. And it was consistent. I did have to restart it, I don't know, about once a month basically, in order to get it running right, to be normal and not have like stupid little issues. But otherwise it was pretty consistent. And I got so tired of that I started to research new routers, and I saw a lot of websites and news sites and things like that talk about how great the Eero Max 7 is. I took the plunge and I'm like, I'm gonna buy it and see what I think about it. And I walk away incredibly, incredibly impressed. The speeds, the reliability, the setup, the using and configuring of everything is incredibly, incredibly simple and awesome. So here's what the router looks like. Sorry for the cable management. It's a good looking router, no problems with it. Now here's the back of it. You get 4 Ethernet ports on the back. You don't get any USB ports, which is completely fine with me. Not worried about that at all. So on the right, you get your power port, and then you get 4 Ethernet ports. You can use any of the 4 Ethernet ports. 2 of them are 2.5 gigabits. The other 2 are 10 gigabits. And you can use any of the 4 to be where you plug in your internet into the router. It doesn't matter which one that you use. I'm using one of the 10 gigabits, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Unless you have if you have slow internet, slower than 2 gigabits, I'd put it in the 2 gigabits, but anything over 2.5 gigabits, use one of the 10 gigabit ports so that you get the max speed that you can do. It's also not loud. I don't hear it at all. So it's fairly silent and incredibly easy to set up. So when we talk about setup, it's literally like I plugged it in, plugged my internet in, opened up the app, and you log in with your Amazon account, and it literally was like, what do you want to call your network? Done. Because your network runs on 2.4, I should say, and the 5 gigahertz network all in one. Now, if you want to add another network, you can set up a guest network. But if you want to add another network, from what I heard, they do have, which some people aren't going to like this, they have another way to do that, as well as a bunch of other security features and parental features. Those are behind a paywall. I think it's like $10 a month. I don't subscribe to that. I don't need it. I'm not that concerned with it, but it might be something that turns you off, is that some of the features that you might want that are free in other routers are behind a paywall. But if you're just looking to set this up and use it and not toy with it and not tinker with it at all, this is definitely the router that you're gonna want. It's awesome. And also the other base station that it comes with is also there, and that also comes with 4 ports. It's basically a mirrored setup of it, and it's great. Super easy. It's just as easy to set up. I went into the app, added it, and it was there. It connected automatically with my router, and I was good to go. So let's take a look through the app right here. I can see that my internet is in here. It's wired. You can do an internet backup. Your speed is ultra fast. It tells me how fast. And the last time I ran my speed test, again, not through what I was getting through the router, but what was connected to the router, I was getting 2 gigs up and 2 gigs down. I have fiber internet, so that's why it's so fast. I can see my living room is my main gateway. And then my office is the mesh point that allows me to connect other devices like from further out. But I have to say, at one point I just had the one set up and it was doing awesome. It reached all my devices in my house. House is pretty big, and it reached all the devices in my house and really fast as well. I probably honestly could have got away with just one, but I like to have the stability just in case. I have the just in case part of it. I have 100 online devices currently. I have up to 131. Since I have 2, I can have up to 500 devices connected to it at one time. I can come in here and look at what these devices are. I can get notified when a new device joins my network. So I haven't had that turned on, so I'll go in there and turn that on. I can see like my Mac. I have a Mac Mini on the network. I can come in here and give it a more specific title if I want, or a less specific title on there for what it looks like. I can set a profile for who that is. It's connected to 5 gigahertz. I can see what the activity is. It's using 7 megs down and 41 kilobits up currently. I see the internal IP address. I can see the device info, all of that. And like I said, they have the Eero Plus part of this, which is a premium Wi-Fi service that provides digital security control and peace of mind for your connected profile. And it's like I said, it's like $10 a month. You do not need it to use it. It's just if you want to tinker around a little bit more and have parental controls and things like that. I personally don't need those things, so I'm not worried about it. I can go down to devices and see literally all the devices that are connected to my house. A lot of Sonos stuff. I always talk about having a lot of Sonos stuff. My LifeX lights, which if they're off, it just means because the lights are turned off on the switch itself. But I have tons of stuff in here. You can see the activity, how much has been downloaded this week, how much has been uploaded. I can unlock more activity if I want to pay that $10 a month. But again, it's not, that's what I love about this. If you don't want it, you don't have to get it. It doesn't make using this and the performance of it any less. I can set up my guest network. I can change my Wi-Fi name and password. You can go into network settings if you need to. Permissions and users. I can invite other users. It looks like I have a software update for my router. It usually happens automatically, and it can, and it does sometime between 3 a.m. and 5 p.m., but I can also install that right now, which I'll just do while I'm here. But otherwise, it's super easy to use. That's what I loved about this. So one of the 3 things that I love about this is like, this is literally the easiest setup for a router that I have ever had in my entire life, which once you do it, you usually don't touch it again. Most people don't, but it was incredibly easy. Anybody could do it. You did everything through my phone. Next would be the reliability. The reliability versus my Orbi router is way different, way freaking different, like incredibly different, incredibly impressive. My cameras run way better. My security cameras used to stutter as it recorded footage and I'd watch it back. Now it's just like fluid. It's awesome. The cameras load up really quick. All my devices, even my smart lock kept going offline like multiple times a day. It doesn't do that anymore. All the kinks and weirdness of what I had through my network, ever through my smart products or anything else. I was ready to like switch over a lot of my smart home products because I thought those were the issue. It was my router. That was the issue. And I'm so glad I even thought of it and figured it out, because now that I have this one, everything is just awesome. And also, speeds are so good. So just a little speed test on the Wi-Fi, getting over a gig right now. That's why it says 1,000. So it's getting 1.1 gigs currently on the download side and 1.4 on the upload side. And this has Wi-Fi 7. So if you have a Wi-Fi 7 device, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is a Wi-Fi 7 device. That's where you're going to get the max speeds. So super fast as well. So final thoughts, a couple of things that people might not like about it. No USB, so you can't plug in a USB network attached drive or anything like that. It's just not going to work. Unless it has an Ethernet port, you could, but if it's USB only, you're not going to be able to do it. Or if you connect your printer to the USB at the back of the router, that's not going to work, because again, there's no USB port at all. For me, it doesn't affect me whatsoever. If you want more features in terms of tinkering with it, controlling who is on your network and what they can do, you're going to have to pay that $10 fee. It's not a lot. It ends up being about $100 a year, but it is a fee and it never ends if you never stop it. So it might be a turnoff to you. For me, again, I don't care about it. I don't necessarily need it for what I have with my household, so it doesn't bother me at all. Price tag might bother you. It is kind of expensive. You know, each one is over 500 bucks. If you get two, it's like 1,150 at the time I'm making this video. Obviously, there's going to be sales and deals all the time. But for me, internet is extremely important to me. I want the best, fastest internet and most reliable internet that I can get, and the Eero Max 7 is doing that for me. Beyond that, like I've mentioned, ease of use, speed, reliability, no questions to figure out anything. Everything just works. I love that. This is the router to get. I wholeheartedly recommend this. Again, this is not a sponsored video by any means. I love this router. Pick it up. You can buy it at Best Buy. You can buy it at Amazon. You can probably buy it other places as well. I have them both linked down below if you want to use my link. Otherwise, just go to the store and get it yourself. It's awesome. You'll be very, very happy with this router. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.